Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete and certified lifestyle coach. It's lifestyle, it's freedom. And in your business, do you have that? Are you stressed out, distracted, have a lot of things going through your mind, not sure of what the next step is? This video could be for you. The three pillars of really any kind of business success is generating demand, which in another phrase is generating leads. If you have no demand, you do not have a business. You have a hobby. Separate the two. Demand drives cash flow. Cash flow helps you to build a thriving business and community. That's what we're going to talk about. Repack your bag of an entrepreneur. 80%, I don't know if that's exactly the number, but it's a high percentage, feel stressed out. Don't look forward because they're working on the wrong thing. And when you are working on the wrong thing, your energy level will be affected. The way you carry yourself, the way you look forward to your business, the way you're building on your working on yourself, because the business won't grow beyond your growth. So your personal growth journey is critical. It's critical to the growth of you and your business. So let's talk more about freedoms. Now, time freedom, health, wealth, creative, location, travel. When you have those, you have true freedom. And when you're working on yourself, you're growing, you're challenging yourself, you're learning new skills. We all have to learn the skills that will allow us to achieve those freedoms. If you're not working on yourself, you have two hands tied behind your back and you're trying to operate with that, or you're trying to run a race when everybody else has super fast cars. So there's always a journey of getting there, but focusing on the right thing, focusing on the freedom, focusing on getting in your genius zone is critical for you to unleash yourself, to be able to lean into freedom, to love what you do, to enjoy the people you work with. That's possible. All right, I'm going to go away for just a second. I'll be here. Hold on here. Let me move this off. Oops. I got to share the screen. Hold on here. Yep. Doing a little, let me see. Stop screen. No. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, hold on here. I'm going to share the screen. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, but that's life. You got to work through and solve problems. Critical thinking. We're working on it this week. We'll have it done. But I want to first say that the playbook for a lifestyle business is there, but we have to change the way we think. We're focusing on time freedom first, because if you can prioritize, do those big rocks, then it'll start opening up your wealth freedom, your health freedom. When you do that, you start gaining momentum. And when you have momentum and flow in your business, the wind is behind your sails. So your business, build your business the smart way. Navigate the shift from industrial age to a lifestyle economy. That's where you have different priorities than most. You repack in your bag of what is important, what will help you get there. And when you get there, it's never over. You're always working on yourself. You're always helping to challenge yourself. Doing it with a coach makes a difference. Doing it with a community makes a difference. Can be the difference you need to go to that next level and keep going to the next level. So stop running the marathon. The rules have changed. Old way, running brute force. I'm just going to work my way through it. New way, you're leveraging digital. You're riding the bike, and you're running a marathon, and you'll fly by the person that's just running on foot. And then when you understand the global potential, you're running with a Porsche, you're running with a Ferrari, you're running with a Tesla that goes fast. The bike is free, the Ferrari is waiting. Are you still running? The lifestyle business definition. When you're repacking your bags, you're going to pack it with fun, freedom, and flexibility. Fun, work you enjoy for years based on your passion. Genius zone. But your genius zone has to generate cash, or you have a hobby. So knowing the difference, you could have a passion for something, but if it doesn't generate cash, you don't have a business, and you got to separate the two. Freedom, the geographically free, work from anywhere. Travel, work from anywhere. I could work in Costa Rica for a month, or 2 or 3. I could be in Paris for a month, 2 or 3. And it wouldn't slow down. It would give me just the ability, as long as I have an internet connection, I can coach, I can create courses, and I can podcast. Those are the 3 things I do. I stay in my genius zone. Everything else is the team, Trex and Rolando, where they support myself and our community. Flexibility, you pick the customers, you choose the hours. When I was in the food service business, we used to call them dogs with fleas. They were the people that beat you up on price, wore you out with questions and time, and just didn't make it fun to deal with. So you would get rid of them. And you have to think that too. You want to work with people you enjoy. You want to work with people that appreciate the value you bring, not somebody that's trying to beat you down on price and wear you out with problems. So that makes a difference. And when you have the flexibility of picking the ones you want to work with, that's the genius area that you move into. Old world thinking, business versus lifestyle. New world reality design for enough is enough. Look, pick who you want to work for. Create the work with. Create the demand. Demand is everything. Most people stay in the supply side. Too much supply, no demand, that's a bankruptcy. High demand, limited supply, the best resources you can deliver, the best service you can deliver. You got a healthy, thriving business and community. The 5 pillars of freedom: location, work from anywhere; time, control your calendar. I work 3 days in one, 3 5-hour days, because I batch my time and I have a certain group of priorities in those time slots. So where I'm getting 3 days in one and 21 days in a week, most are getting 1 day and 7 days a week. And that's how you can leverage time, by prioritizing, go after the big rocks, chunking it, having a batch of time. Our brain is set that if you're constantly multitasking, going from one tab to the other, interruptions are coming in, and you pick up the phone every time the phone rings, you'll be stuck in the mud. And that doesn't honor you. That doesn't give you the freedom that's possible. So that's what we do, is helping people with time freedom, helping you transform your mindset to chunks of time, batches of time, understanding the priorities that you set are not just busy work, but things that are going to give you the highest possible freedom in these areas. Wealth, high profit, low overhead. Another way to look at it is if your overhead is 5,000, I'm just giving you round numbers, and you have 6,000 coming in every month, you're free because you don't have to worry about the food, the rent, the mortgage, anything. You've got it coming in. So it frees up your brain, it frees up you to be the best, to work in that genius zone because you're not concerned about, am I going to get the next client, customer? Will I have enough money to pay the rent, the mortgage, the book, the team, the bills that are there each month? So you know what your overhead is, and then you work on reoccurring income above that. Then you're free. Creative, work on your passions, work on things that fill you up, that you love to do. Then work on how you monetize it. How's that cash flow look? Because passions without cash flow is a hobby. And it's okay to have hobbies. You should. But don't expect that to be your business. Because if you can't generate the cash, you won't have the freedom to work in something you love to do and be able to build a business around it. Health freedom. It should be first. The physical and mental well-being. I'm always working on that. I go to the gym every day. I don't walk like most because of just the mental stress of thinking about every single step. Having had a stroke 4 years ago, I have to think about every single step I take. The minute I stop thinking is the minute I'm biting the pavement. I make a head plan. That's no fun. I've done it before, and it's not something I want to do. So I have to think. So what I have to do is adjust that. Go on a bike with a I think it's called, I don't know what it's called, but it's a respiratory, or I don't know, something kind of bike that has a actual back to it. And that 30 minutes is my cardiovascular, hitting the target zone, meditating, closing my eyes, focusing on what I'm learning, not looking around and being entertained by the TVs at the gym. I know what I want, and I'm thinking about it. And when you do that, it's a higher level of focus, and it's better for the brain. So I can't wait to get to the gym because I know it's my meditation time, my focus time, my physical stamina time, and the time my body needs to perform at its highest. When I miss, and I do occasionally, I can feel it because I didn't get that meditation. I didn't get that focus. I didn't get that learning. So stacking all those on top, I love to go. And that's how we have to trick our brain into feeding it the kind of things that are so pleasurable that we don't think of the pain of exercise, and you think of the joy of the end results, and you put things on top of it. That helps you with the health freedom. Okay, the primary mindset shift. We talked about it, supply versus demand. You focus on demand, which is leads, and then you deliver the best service, best product that you can possibly deliver. If you don't get that right and you're focusing on supply without demand, you have a business that's going to go bankrupt, or you have a hobby, but you don't have a thriving business because too much supply and little demand, it's out of whack. That's why you have to have that mindset. Focus on your demand. And that's what we help people with, is how do you focus on that demand? One of the strategies we use, picture, say, 2 sandboxes. Let me see if we're still on here. How much I haven't been with it. Oh, darn. Okay. Hold on here. Let me just do this. All right. I meant to do Wow, what the heck? Focus on demand requires you to play in the different sandbox. We call the local sandbox 140 people that know, like, and trust you, that you are working with locally. Now, if you can make that mindset shift and leverage your time and start playing in the global sandbox, that's you're playing with 1 billion people versus 140. Where do you want to create the demand? With 1 billion people or 140? So you make that mindset shift and you build your online profile. If you search me, and I want you to, don't take my word for it. You may not even know me, but you can find me online, 5 pages of Google, and we're just getting started. So put yourself out there so people can know, like, and trust you globally. Now, I had an electrician once said, well, I can't run my trucks around the world. Yeah, you're right. But your experience of building a business can go around the world because people can enjoy your journey. You can help them with the journey because you've done it. You have done it. So you can speak with integrity, speak with being aligned with what you've done. You're just sharing in a way, and we can put that together for you because you can coach on what you've done. If you haven't done it, you can't coach on it. So, but if you've built an electrical business, you can help people go from the start to building it. And that's valuable from a global standpoint. So to do the work you love, you must master the art of winning the business. All right, let me move this down until we can get this thing going. The map, the roadmap of the sweet spot. Think of, this is from Daniel Priestley. He's my mentor along with Brendan Bouchard, who certified me as a high performance coach, who I'm a part of Growth Day. So I'm always working on myself, and he's always coaching me every day. Then we do certification every year. Then we have monthly training. So we're investing in learning from the best, and that's possible. But when you look at Daniel Priestley, everything is starting with an apprenticeship because you got to learn it. You can't just read about it. You got to do it. Seeing is believing. You got to get your hands dirty in a sense that you've got to go through that phase. Then you can get into the side hustle, low risk, high learning. Then there's a scouting team where you take a few people and you're figuring out your opportunity. What demand is out there for my service or product? And you got to test it. You got to go out there and ask people. When you ask a family member, hey, what do you think of this? If I do this, and they always say, hey, that's great. They want to encourage you. Or they'll say, terrible idea. Then you know you don't have an idea. You don't have a service or product. But if you say, after they say great idea, so if I do this, solve the problem, and provide this, would you be willing to pay this number? If they say yes, you've got a viable product, a potential viable business. If they say, no, it'll be great for somebody else, you have nothing. Don't take that as a demand. That's where you have to go out and test it. Go out and try. Ask people, if I do this, no, wait, what I do is solve this problem. No, wait, do you know when people have this problem? I do this. And then if they say, wow, I want that. How much? And then you tell them, they say, give it to me. Then you know you have something. Always frame your thing as, do you know when people struggle with demand and leads? They'll go, yes. What I do is help them generate leads, demand, increase their cash flow, and build thriving communities and businesses. So if that's of interest to them, they'll say, well, tell me how you generate demand. Then that's a conversation that they initiated through their interest. If they say nothing, then all I'll do is ask them about themselves. I'm not going to sit there and throw up on them on everything about my business when they're not even interested. That's where you have to draw that line. You got to play ping pong with people, generate some curiosity, show them how you solve a problem, and do it in a conversational way. And when you do that, you find out who's interested in you. And when they're interested in you, they lean into you. They ask a question. Their eyes light up when you say something. Then you just have to have that meaningful conversation with them. The core team, that's a higher level, but that's available. Okay. The desert of complexity. Keep it simple. When it's complex, you have an opportunity to get stuck in the mud. When you keep it simple, simple scales, simple works. People have 12 to 60,000 thoughts going through their head. If you don't have simple sound bites that interest people, then people are going to just tune you out. And I've seen it many times where you tell a person too much, they're not interested in it. So you've lost them. Keep it simple, keep it curious, and have those meaningful conversations. Simple scales, complexity doesn't. All right, let me go to the next one here. This is our engine. Growth Day. How the 6 freedoms reinforce each other. Habits, daily discipline creates capacity. Daily discipline creates capacity. When you're improving your skills and you're working on them each day, like taking a shower of personal growth. We take a shower on a regular basis, hopefully, because we don't want to stink, but we forget about this. What does our shower look like of getting better with our skills and everything we need to thrive in our business? We do it through Growth Day, the 5 to Thrive. Brendan coaches me every single day. Another person, another trainer, coach, who's very, very successful this morning was Mel Robbins, reinforces what Brendan talked about. Thought-provoking question to get you to think. Then you have your list of things, your priorities for the day. And then you score yourself. And then what are you grateful for? Because if you're not taking time to be grateful, you have a chance to just not enjoy every single day. That's what we work on, the freedom to enjoy every single day. Knowing that you're making an impact, knowing that you're growing, starts with daily personal growth. We call it the 5 to Thrive. And then when that, you're working on your freedom, your time, your wealth, your health. And when you get those, your location, your travel, your creative freedoms, all are worked from your skills each day. And then we do it in community. We do it with the school, SKOOL, where together we're better. We can connect you. We can help you. We can support you. We have a free community. Then we have a freedom builder where you invest in yourself. And it's very reasonable because we know the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. If you don't lean into personal growth, if you don't lean into the 6 freedoms that are possible and don't start, you'll never do it. You'll be distracted. You'll be frustrated. You'll be burnt out. And if you don't want that, you have an option. Right now, it's $97 a month. It'll probably stay there because we want to get you started. We want to put you in a community where other people are working on their freedoms. So join our free, join our free community, and I'll get you in this. Yeah, let me see here. Hold on here. Let me go back over here. Yes. Dang. Okay. So the QR code. Go to the QR code. I have 2 gifts for you. My High Performance Habits Mastery course, 12 modules, $300 course. And I have Journaling for Personal Freedom, a $97 course, 5 sessions, 5 modules. That's my gift to you to get you started. And then introduce yourself in the community. And I'm in the community on a regular basis to help you grow, help you work on your freedoms. So right here, let me see if I can put this up on the screen. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. Go to pkane.me/school, SKOOL, and join. Then when you're ready to invest in yourself, there's an opportunity. We do a 30-day sprint because you get momentum. Getting the wind behind you, behind the sails is critical. Your flow, your momentum does make a difference. You have to work from a sense of urgency. You don't have all the time in the world. We're only here for a limited time. I mean, very limited. So you got to work with a sense of urgency. And when you do that, freedom is possible. All right. Be bold.